My name is Host Eric. I'm the host of Talking with Famous People. And I'm the internet's most remarkable person. I know, it's quite an achievement to be the internet's most remarkable person. Because, there's a lot of people on the internet. Joe, Steve, a lot of people. Hi, Acacia. How's it going? Hi, Danbury Sports Highlights. Hello, Winston's mom. So I've got the USC game in the background here. I'm bringing up the chat on the big screen. Good morning, Vietnam, Ananova. Good morning, Vietnam to you too. I'm going to push the Control Plus to make the text bigger so I can more easily read the chat. So, quiet day, sleepy day. I've been watching some YouTube today. I've been sleeping. Catching up on sleep is always a worthwhile endeavor. You felt live might be coming. I just made a comment on an old short of yours. Well, thanks, Acacia. I appreciate that. Yeah, just that time of day, I guess. Um, Tomorrow I go to the dentist, and tonight I need to take out the trash up to the street. I have not tried that stand-up special yet, but perhaps I will occasionally tonight. I trust your judgment in such things. I do like good examples of that kind of thing. And I am frequently enough looking for something to watch. Yeah, I have. I had a double portion of goat's blood today to make up for the fact that I didn't drink any yesterday. No, I don't have to do anything like that. He's just going to take off this denture, remove some stitches, I think, put the denture back, and who knows, maybe he'll want to take x-rays or something as well. But I'm hopeful that this will actually be a little more comfortable in my mouth after tomorrow. I was thinking about that earlier today, Acacia, when Kapia was on my chest as I was lying down. I told her, in fact, I said, don't try to suck the breath out of me. So anyway, watching that same channel that I've been watching called Dime Store Adventures, he makes some really interesting content. I like it a lot. Um, I learned about, well, today I learned about auto polo, for example, which was popular in the 1910s, 20s, maybe. It was sort of popular, I guess. Hi, Cameron. Nice to see you. It's like horse polo, but on cars. You got one driver and one mallet man who stands in various parts of the car and tries to hit a basketball sized basket polo ball. Basically two cars with a goal on each end, and they crash into each other. People go flying all the time. It was a really crazy sport. It's called Dime Store Adventures. It's a very good channel. I uh, highly recommend Dime Store Adventures. Uh, Another thing that this guy does is he's in New England someplace. I'm not exactly sure where he lives, but someplace where it snows in the winter. And he'll get these old books. Like he had an 1885 tour book, like walking tour guidebook for a cemetery called, it's like in Boston, it's called like Mount Vernon. It's not Mount Vernon Cemetery, but Mount Auburn Cemetery. And so he follows the guidebook to see like which things are still there the same, and which things are not still there. But he goes to places where he knows it's going to be, I think, pretty able to see a lot of the stuff still. So he's done a couple of those. He did a video about like one weird news story from every state. He like spends a lot of time reading old newspapers from the 1800s, early 1900s, where he gets a lot of ideas for his videos from, I guess. And he did this video on auto polo today, which just sounds like just an insane sport. Makes no sense. Well, go turn yourself in at the police station then. Oh yeah. Go turn yourself in at the police station so that you get to experience accountability. Got to go to the Bridgewater Triangle, huh? I just learned about bed racing when I learned about worm turning. Well, you may or may not have heard of 6 day races before. It's part of a general form of athletics that they used to do called, yeah, dime store adventures. Yeah. Um, so in pedestrianism, they used to do these things called 6 day races where people would like walk around a track or jog around a track or run or whatever um, for as much of 6 days as they could. Like they'd sometimes sleep some, take rest or whatever. And and the thing is, one time they wanted to do it with roller skates, so they did a 6 day roller skate race at Madison Square Gardens. They had an eighth of a mile long track that they went around, and the top 3 or 4 people who finished in the race traveled in 6 days on roller skates over 1,000 miles. But like 2 people died afterwards, so that was pretty much the end of 6 day races in general. That was like basically the one and only 6 day roller skating race, including the winner died. But the guy's video on is spectacular because I guess probably shouldn't spoil all the realities of it, but the guy's video on it is spectacular because of the way he he's able to follow all these newspaper reports and keep track of what place people are in, and 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 have a linear storyline to follow along. He does a great job of it. Well, like one of the people who was in that 6 day race, his strategy was basically to try to not take any sleep breaks. And so he after like 4 or 5 days, he had only slept like 2 hours, but then you know, he didn't win. To me, that seems like a dumb strategy, right? And not all of the racers had that strategy. Yeah. You know that there was this guy that's basically completely forgotten in history, but his last name was Hart, Hart. Um, and he was like the number one guy in pedestrianism. So like he was the best in the world at these 6 day races. He actually entered the roller skating race too for a couple of days, but he didn't know how to roller skate when he entered it. Anyway, he was a black guy who became quite a celebrity, in fact, as this world champion pedestrian. And he did this before Jack Johnson was like heavyweight champion, like one of the earliest color barrier breaking things. And he he got a lot of shit from people and stuff. But anyway, people have forgotten about him. He was like a real pioneer in famous, successful black athletes. But he's mostly forgotten to this day. You were almost going to enter the wacky races. Well, sometimes they'd have like you could only walk for a certain number of hours per day, but a lot of times it was you could go as long as you wanted for as much as 6 days to try to win this race. I heard one about a farmer in his 50s or who grew up herding goats or sheep. He won a 6 day race because he didn't need to rest. He just kept a slow pace 24/7 while young, fit, trained guys rested. Wow. And nowadays, they don't really have 6 day races anymore. What's crazy is that, like, while they were doing this roller skating race in Madison Square Gardens, thousands of fans would go into the stadium and and watch this. And there was like a smaller skating rink circle in the middle of the racing rink where kids and women could skate around and stuff. Apparently, it was very chaotic. I don't think I would want to enter any kind of 6 day race. If if I had to pick a way to race for 6 days, though, I'd rather probably it be on a bicycle than on foot because my dogs would be barking otherwise. My dogs would be barking. Well, that's true. Yeah, my butt would be barking at the end of 6 days on a bicycle. But I don't know. It just seems like you're gonna get blisters on your feet, and stuff that are worse than you're gonna get on your butt. You're not really. You might get blisters on your butt from that much sitting on a bike. Maybe you have a very comfortable seat. A 6 day sailboat race might work. That'd be fine because, but then you're not really propelling yourself, are you? Well, that's what we are talking about are 6 day races, which they no longer really do because uh, it's obviously not very good for you. Hello, Samuel. Um, but they used to be quite popular, and I guess fans would buy tickets, go in, stay for a while, leave, maybe come back the next day, buy tickets again. Women's college basketball, USC versus California is currently experiencing technical difficulties. Yeah, the wind's gonna do most of your work. I'm drinking Four Loco tonight. I walked to get beer. I started with four and dropped two on the way back. Oh, how sad. I had jalapenos last week. I've been on a 6 day race to the bathroom. I'm a few beers in myself and doing good. Hope you all are having a good week. Well, the week, from my calculation, is ending at midnight tonight, and then the new week will be beginning. I need to put the trash out because it is Sunday, which means the trash gets picked up tomorrow. And I'm watching this basketball game, Cal versus USC. I've got a dentist appointment tomorrow, so I'm gonna have to, get a kind of early night's sleep, I guess. Oh, is there no audio? Is that what the problem is? Yeah, there's no audio. Hi, Ultrix. There goes the audio again. All right. So Cal is no longer in the same conference as USC. We're in the Big Ten. Cal's in the ACC, I believe. Oh, nice pass. Oh, come on. You got to make that. What are you doing? What are you doing, lady? The USC women's team is not as exciting this year as it was last year because we don't have Juju. She's out all season with her torn ACL, much to my dismay. All of the USC fans are sad about that. But what I'm going to do right now is pull a couple of bong rips. Beer ain't the kind of buzz I like. It's not worth walking for a little buzz. Well, I don't drink alcohol anymore, but what's your preferred drug? Personally, I'm a fan of, say, Adderall, weed, mushrooms, everything a man wants in life and more. Used to be a lot higher, spicier. Well, just drink more beer, that buzz will get better, says Stefano Cortez. Well, he dropped half of his beer. That was the problem. Presumably they broke open and spilled out, or what? Hell yeah. Well, you know, I don't live quite that large anymore, but my heat tolerance is not that high anymore. When I was younger, I used to like spicy food, but these days I like to eat meatloaf at 4 p.m. for supper. I've become my grandmother. Well, maybe your intuition's doing work while you're asleep, and maybe it is Becky. It crossed my mind that it might be, but because, you know, she's definitely as spiteful as they come. Right. Drinking more beer isn't going to make you sprung. Oh, good try, Kennedy. I love the really hot stuff. How ethnic of you. How ethnic. I used to really like spicy Thai. I also have had Rob Reiner appear in Three of Your Dreams. If you had asked me if he was even still alive like a couple weeks ago, I would have said, I don't think so. Unlikely. But he was still alive. And now he's not anymore. Oh, kitty, what are you meowing about? Okay, so it's halftime. I guess let's take a trash can or two up to the street. It's surprisingly warm outside. Like, you'd think it would be chillier because it's all overcast and kind of rainy and stuff. Not really raining per se, but all right. Oh, that's right. I moved the trash cans over here. That's a terrible place for them to be. I got no light out there. There's one thing I should have fixed. That thing over there. I have not fixed it. It's fine. We'll just do it like this. Okay. It's full. Okay. Of course, I can't see up here at all, and it might be the gutter might be filled with water. All right. This is what we're gonna do. We'll go put some actual shoes on. And I'll get a light so you can see what's going on here. I feel yeah. I work 60-hour work weeks. I got 60 things at home that need to fix, and I don't tend to. Flashlight, correct. Yes, right. I'm gonna get a flashlight and put on some shoes. But you know what? I got that. I might, if I could find it, use instead of a flashlight. I've got a hat that has a light built into it. Okay. Yeah, I got it at the supermarket. All right. We're going to tie these shoes up, lickety split. High trouble. Okay, move away. Move away. That cat, he loves getting underfoot. He's obsessed with it. Okay, now, where's my hat? You meow. What meow? Check this out. Ta-da! I don't know if this really that strong of a light, though. Should be enough to see what I'm doing, but I'll bring my flashlight anyway. Since I'm only taking one trash can up to the street at a time. This headlamp doesn't really work very well. It's not bright enough. I need the flashlight. Trash can number 2. You're coming with me, Mr. Trash Can. I'm glad I'm getting this done. Don't want to forget about the trash can. That would be a nightmare beyond all reckoning. Okay. Now, I have this more of an empty trash can. I guess I'll put one of these bags in here. Alright, got one of the black contractor bags out of here. That's good. Put the lid on because it might rain. Okay. That's good. We are 3/4 of the way there. Last trash can is over here on the kitchen side. And I think I can fit another bag or two in there maybe. So I want to get the kitchen trash. Hello. Oh, hey, Chad. I've got the kitchen trash here. Yeah, I can fit another bag or two in there. So I'll get the current kitchen trash, put it in there. The meow, meow, meow. What do you want? What do you want? Shocking, he wants me to watch him eat. Go ahead. Eat your food, you difficult cat. Seems like a big production. Oh, well, I'm taking the trash out. I'm not sure how big of a production that is, but it's not a tiny production because right now I'm going to trash compact this kitchen trash and put it into the last trash can as per, yeah. Oh no, there's one in here already. Alright, that's fine. I have room for that and this. Trash compact that. Put that in there. And get a fresh bag. Come on, you. There. We'll put this bag in the trash can, like so. Then we'll get this bag out of the trash compactor, like so. We'll put it in here. yeah, we'll take that up to the street a little later. Take a break first. Okay, got my flashlight. I'm gonna have some apple juice. I drank I've had basically nothing but coffee today. Which, at some point, you gotta have something other than coffee to drink during the course of a day. It's not so much the length of it, I think, that people are impressed by, is the pavedness of it. A lot of driveways around here aren't paved. Okay. Well, that was a good bit of productivity. I got much of the trash up to the street. You're tired? Well, maybe you should go to bed. I kind of slept all day and all night last night, so I'm not particularly tired at the moment, but I'm doing okay across the board, you know. Some days are different than others, obviously, but I've been a little stressed out, and you know, the holidays come with a lot of mixed feelings because they're naturally reminiscent of family and stuff, and they remind me of what was historically my family's way of dealing with holidays, going to my parents' house and stuff, and then obviously that's not a thing anymore, so that can be a little sad and cause me a little bit of existential terror about the passage of time and growing older and such. But you know, that's life in the big city. I certainly don't have anything to complain about. I find things to complain about anyway. You know, like I'm having to get an incredible amount of car repair work done, and it's costing a lot. I'm beginning to think I should have just sold the car for scrap and got a different car, but it'd be a challenge for me to figure out what to do in the interim, I guess. It might not be a terrible idea to get a second car, but if I could get one cheap enough. Oh, so, you know, Rachel and I have been doing a lot of Christmassy stuff. We got a Christmas tree up and some lights on the stairwell. And I think I'll go plug in the outside Christmas lights right now, in fact. I've always been plugging them in. We've recently watched quite a few Christmas movies this year. We probably have one or two more in us before the end of the holiday season, which I think of as being like, you're not going to watch Christmas movies between Christmas and New Year, really. Though you could. There we go. Now the outside lights are on for extra Christmas cheer. Show you the lights, sure, yeah. So here's the lights on the stairs. Here's the Christmas tree, which we've got a few presents underneath it and some decorations that Rachel's mom bought for us, sent them to us, along with this tree. Rachel was talking to my mom and complained about how we looked at some fake trees at the hardware store and they're like hundreds of dollars. And it's like, no, I'm not going to spend that much money on a fake tree. That's all the lights I got over here on the side, too. But not. You can kind of see there, yeah. But not over here. And not over on that side either. That's just too much. Too much doing. My neighbor's out burning. Let me see this through the trees. He's been burning for a while. Kind of like all afternoon and evening. Looks better than your place? Wow. Okay. I think this is enough Christmasiness. Also, we got these little candles. They're not really candles, obviously. They're light fixtures that look like candles. And I never have those on except I turn them on during holiday season. Because it gives it a little bit extra Christmassy vibe. It's the holiday season. You aren't really too Christmassy? Well, I think if Rachel and I hadn't put in the effort to be Christmassy this year, I think I would have found the Christmas more depressing than I did. Uh, it's been a good. Well, the reason Rachel doesn't drive isn't a lack of practice. It's her neuropathy in her feet and legs. I mean, obviously, it does create some logistical challenges to have only one driver because, it's like, in that sense, it wouldn't really do us any good to have two cars because there'd be no way to even get the second car back here. But we can get an Uber down in Corkspool. I don't know if there's Ubers up here or not yet, but seems like we've got a little bit of an increase in transportation options, maybe. I think Rachel looked up and there was you can get an Uber, but it would cost quite a bit just to go to town and back. So I would expect USC to win this game going away, but it's a very close game here, 35 to 33. Cal's got almost the same record as USC, 8-4, but USC's three losses are all their very good teams. South Carolina, UConn, and Notre Dame is the worst of that group of three losses, but still they're very good too. Oh, nice, Jazzy Davidson. Oh, oh no, was that Kennedy Smith? Good job. Nice shot, Kennedy Smith. The bank is open. I took off my boots even though I have one more trash can to take up the street. That's okay. That's okay. That's all right. Everything's fine. Fight, fight, fight. Hello, Yellow. Yellow 4. How are you? Okay, well, SC's still down by 2 points, but we have the ball here and a lot of basketball game left to be played. We chatted with Rachel's sister today, um, and I was struck by the reality of us not really having anything to say. In part because, like, Rachel defaults to what are we going to do? What do we have planned coming up? I, as opposed to what have we done lately. But so I'm having trouble planning very far ahead of the holiday season because of a couple of things happening in my life. Where were you in life at age 31? Well, I had a 3-year-old daughter. I was just divorced from my first wife and probably just started dating my the person who become my second wife. I was at that point around that time I started working as an English teacher instead of in special ed. Um, and I was busy, I guess. I was busy. I was um, I was still drinking at 31. So that was, to me, when I quit drinking at 42 is a very, is that how old I was? 42? That represents a big year for me because after that, then my current life kind of started, which involves this YouTube channel and me not drinking alcohol. Yeah, I quitting drinking was a big benchmark moment in my life. I believe I'm healthy and certainly I'm sober from alcohol. But this is not the most it's not the easiest time of my life in terms of, I guess, well, it used to be I was better at playing, doing fun things that I liked to do and stuff like that. And I had more stamina in general for doing stuff. These days I feel kind of worn down a bit by the emotional challenges of life more than anything else. But I'm also dealing with some physical stuff. Like I just got major dental surgery and I'm getting implant denture on top, which is coming in eventually. And right now I feel like I'm still somewhat in recuperation mode from that. 30, 31. Yeah, like 2030 is 2001 for me, and 31 is 2002. So I do remember 9/11. I was still working in special ed actually at 9/11, so I hadn't started working as an English teacher yet. I remember arriving to work and everybody looking at the TVs, and I was like, "What's going on?" So I was listening to music on the way to work, I guess. I must have had a CD on. You know, this obviously was back in the day when you didn't have smartphones and Bluetooth. It's weird thinking back to that time period. Ink Pinkety. Quick nonsense. Mmm. Pinkety. Fast balderdash? Doesn't really rhyme, but I had a house filled with contractors, two children in school at a military academy, one husband awaiting corporate flying, and I lived between someone from the Pentagon and a trader on Wall Street. Um, like I don't know. I give up. We had two hurricanes incoming, and my daughter blew her knee out playing center. Hmm. It's very warm out for December. For December and stormy weather, it's it's very warm outside. I just need this light jacket. Twas Flash. Flash Balderdash. Yeah, okay. That's fair. No, that's fair. I thought about Dash, but I was like, that doesn't really work. But Flash works. Should have thought of that. I should have thought of that. So we are losing right now. I'm losing more and more by the minute, it seems like. I'm still expecting us to come back and win the game in the fourth quarter. We're down by 6 with 4.5 minutes about left in the third quarter. Come on, Jazzy Davidson. Do something jazzy. There she goes. She is. She gets the ball stripped from her. Jazzy Davidson, Jazzy Davidson. I normally don't think I would be okay with the name Jazzy. I would say like nobody should name their kid Jazzy. It's a terrible name. But Jazzy Davidson, she's kind of got a bit of a jazzy way about her, so I think it's okay. But I do think in general that either Jazzy or Jazz or Chaz are all terrible names. I think that's fair, just, and true. Fast free cash is nonsense. That's true. Oh, that's offensive foul. Good play defensively. How about Spiffy for a name? Spiffy's fine, I guess. Although, what do you think about Shiny? You think Shiny's a good name? Or only if you are shiny? Let me see what this text is. I'll be right back. Okay. Just been dealing with Delilah, who's sick, apparently, very sick. But, you know, let me see. I gotta deal with this. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. I've dealt with that now. I've been trying to deal with that for a while. Delilah's not very, like, responsive. I gotta bug her a lot before I get a response. In this instance, she's saying, "Well, I'm actually really sick," but it's like, okay, but you could still reply to my text, maybe. Yeah, I've been texting her about this for quite a while. Dapper Dino is a debater here in YouTube town. Hmm. Well, good for him. Maybe it's a Dino. I don't know if it's Dino or Dino. Come on, USC. We can't lose to Cal. But I get it, you know. I remember how I could be with my parents sometimes, like not wanting to deal with their logistics stuff or whatever. Now, of course, I feel guilty about not not being like their dream son all the time, but you don't think about that until you do. Dino for dinosaur, huh? I see. I did get somebody pay me for a typing session. Check my email and see if they have replied to my what day and time do you want thing. Nope, not yet. No reply yet. Are birds dinosaurs? No, birds are not dinosaurs. That idea that somehow dinosaurs had feathers and stuff is is like a wildly speculative, intuitive leap based on some very flimsy piece of evidence. I don't remember the specs of it, but no, dinosaurs were not birds. They were reptiles. And the reason reptiles were so successful during the dinosaur days is because the Earth was much hotter then, which favors cold-blooded animals, and much more oxygen-rich as well, which favors larger animals. So the bugs were a lot bigger too. Now we're losing the bugs. And the total amount of bugs on Earth and around people and stuff is much smaller than it used to be, apparently. We don't have very many bug problems here, but I did notice, maybe it was last night, maybe the night before, when it first started getting a little bit of rain. Maybe it must have been the night before. We had, I went out to smoke a cigarette and there were several huge June bugs that had woken up or something because of the rain. Traveling, good call, Ref. Good call. Get up, you whiner. Oh, you're fine, faker. Get up already. You're fine. What a fakey fake you are. Get out of here with your fake limping, faker. Oh, come on. She is so fake limping. There's no way that. Oh, yes. Now she's not limping anymore. Okay, huh? I knew you were faking it, you big faker. Get out of here. Go sit down on the bench, faker pants. These cow players. Trying to fake. Oh, you stepped on my foot. She didn't even step on your foot, you liar. Good job, Jazzy. Good job, Kennedy Smith. Good pass, good basket. And it's good defense too. And it's a 4 point game. Cal's still up. Oh, they missed a three. We've got just a few seconds left in the half, in the quarter. I mean, Jazzy didn't couldn't get the shot off in time. That's fine. Still, we finished the half well on a little bit of a run there. Oh, those leading store brand plates. His food just fell right off of his plate onto his lap. He should have gotten a more sturdy plate, it turns out. I need to eat some more food. I don't know what to make though. I could make, in theory, I could make chicken and rice. We do have frozen chicken. Well, let me get a little stuff to grind here. I'm gonna grind like I'm at the strip club. And I'm one of the ladies who's doing the dancing. Obviously. To me, being authentic is just being who you are. That's what this lady says. Maybe I was supposed to recognize her as some lady basketball player, but I didn't recognize her. She was doing an ad for TJ Maxx. All right. So I was kind of planning on making some shorts today, but then I decided to not take any Adderall this morning. And I kind of got a good day's sleep in addition to getting a good night's sleep last night. But I'm still obviously not slept up back to full. For as much any amount of sleep you lose, you gotta catch up, you know, back to up to 8 hours per night. Wow, big three, no good. USC gets the rebound as it goes out of bounds. And Samuel's bringing the ball up court. She's one of our two point guards that we cycle between. She and London Jones do a lot of switching in and out for each other at the point. Although the ball will often go through the hands of multiple players before taking a. Oh, well, what was Sam talking with Rachel's sister? Not a whole heck of a lot. They just kind of talked about what their respective plans were. Rachel asked her sister what she had going on, and um, there was a little bit of talk about. Rachel confirmed that the reason Rachel's mom wasn't at this meeting was because Rachel had canceled her dental appointment, and presumably Rachel's mom wants to punish her. I don't know. I don't know what the mission of that is. I mean, to the extent that she's gonna leverage some kind of action, well, I guess she is probably. But I don't know what to think about that. It's just, can you just? Oh, well, reminds you of how your mom used to be with you. Still kind of is sometimes. I don't know. It's like the thing that bothers me most about it is I'm sure it's got. Yeah, I don't. I didn't feel like we had that much to talk about really because what have Rachel and I been doing? Not a whole lot. We've got very boring SITE stuff to talk about, dental work and car repair, and then some slightly nicer SI stuff to talk about, like watching holiday films and Christmas decorations, maybe. But I think it's unfair to Rachel as well. I think it's horribly unfair. to her because obviously, I mean, it's unfair to us, is what it's unfair to, because we've got to manage our lives according to what we got going on, and it just the bottom line is Rachel didn't want to go to that appointment. She wanted to cancel it, and she did, and that shouldn't result in her mom punishing her or something. But the point is, even if her mother doesn't trust her judgment, she has to understand that it's something that she doesn't get to replace Rachel's judgment with her own about. The thing that I don't like about it is I suspect that Rachel's mom's thinking is that somehow, like, I don't prioritize her well being enough or something, which is not the case at all. It's just that Rachel's teeth are fine. It's like it is true that I'm getting a bunch of dental work done and we're deferring Rachel's, but it's because she's got a beautiful mouthful of teeth and I'm a complete fucking disaster. Yeah, well, I agree with you, Winston's mom, that I mean, the thing is, it's not that it's none of her business per se, because Rachel was very upset after the first dentist appointment, talked to both of her parents about it. But, it's like, I don't know. It's absolutely not worth it from impact's perspective because all Rachel's mom is doing is making Rachel feel bad. And even if she does motivate us to take action sooner as far as making a dentist appointment, then um, it's at the expense of trust, I guess. I don't know. Mm. Rachel's sister is such a ISFJ. She really likes traveling and stuff. She's going to Spain pretty soon. She's going to England to see. She lives in Prague. She's going to England to see Paddington, the musical. I guess it's about that bear, Paddington Bear. What's in? She's got, I guess, a couple jobs. I'm not exactly sure what they are, but I think one of them is writing for a web thing. Yeah, I guess it just recently premiered in London and it's been getting rave reviews, but she bought her tickets before it premiered, so she was able to get them at an affordable rate. Rachel has a brother as well. His wife's having medical problems. Um, yeah, I think he's an ESFJ. She's an ISFJ. The sister, he's an ESFJ. Mom's an ESTJ. Dad's an INFP. Rachel's the only NI person in the family. Accordingly, she's a bit of a mystery to her family in some ways, I think. So we're still down by 3 points, but there's two right there. 1 point game. So I haven't been especially physically active since I got this dental surgery, and I think that's probably a good thing. When I was when I do exert myself a bit more, I feel this kind of like throbbing in my face a little bit. It's not like painful throbbing, but like things getting jostled around a little bit or something. I think it's gonna be at least another couple of weeks before I feel completely like I could say go jogging or something without running any risk of jostle damage. And in answer to the question, what might I be jostling around in theory? I'm guessing it would be bone grafts. I might be able to fix it so it's fitting better. Yeah, I think they will fix it so it's fitting a little bit better because I hurried that process at the end of the initial doctor dentist appointment, and he didn't really finish. And there's also a bit that broke off that I have here that I'm gonna take back with me, and hopefully he can like cement it back together with some dental cement or something. And nice, we take the lead. Okay, 1 point lead for USC now. Yeah, fixing and adjusting should help a lot. It's not that it's bad. It's not uncomfortable in my mouth particularly, but it does impact my talking a lot, and that seems to have you know that was very briefly a problem last night, and then it seems to have settled down and is fine. I just have to be careful not to like blow with pressure. I think that's kind of what started it in the first place. Yeah, it's impacting my eating quite a bit because uh, I still like I've got that spot back here where I've got the stitches that I'm supposed to be very careful not to break through there, or else I'll be in the sinus. Presumably, there's a bone graft in there as well that is that once it fully sets in and starts to fill in the hole, then hopefully I won't have that issue anymore. But yours took forever. It wouldn't surprise me if it takes me a long time for it to set and do its thing. But the nice thing is, from from tomorrow going forward, the whole thing should be a little more comfortable, and it should get increasingly more settled in. No, no swelling or bruising that I could see. But I don't know. I didn't have really any pain either. Did you have pain? And if so, did you just take regular Tylenol? You had horrible pains the first few hours? Really? Hmm. But I forced myself to fall asleep once I woke up. It wasn't bad. Hmm. Understandably. I mean, I tell you, I remember what did hurt was when I got my wisdom teeth taken out when I was like 18. That hurt afterwards. But this implant stuff, the only one that hurt was the one that got infected. Well, at least you're getting a lot of return on your investment. Okay, sure, you're only like 40, right? So, so you're gonna get the benefits of implant solution for hopefully the rest of your life, right? It's like whoever thought that drug abuse in the absence of dental hygiene was bad for your teeth. I'm like, what's up with that? Well, you're only 37. You're a baby. You're a newborn baby. We're up by 3 points. It's kind of encouraging because I see Lindsay Gottlieb's approach in the second half. Like when we needed to take the lead here, she just applied. She put on a full court press. Our defense just ratcheted up the pressure and bada bing, bada boom. She's a good coach. I like her, Gottlieb. She's also a good recruiter. We've got next year's number one recruit coming in. Oh, it's traveling. Kennedy Smith, you traveled. You traveled, lady. And now you've given Cal the ball back. Oh, boo. 52-51 now. USC still has the lead, but 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Come on, SC. Let's go. There you go, Kennedy Smith. There's the Kennedy Smith I remember from last year. Wow. Fantastic. That's a great layup. She just made a reverse layup. High up the glass. Tough shot. Good job, Kennedy Smith. Oh, for the Kings or the Rockets? Um, You mean in the NBA? I guess I prefer the Kings. I don't like the Houston Rockets. You mean, do I prefer the Hockey Kings or the Houston Rockets? Well, I prefer the Hockey Kings, I guess. If you mean, do I literally prefer kings, as in, sovereign rulers, monarchs, or do I prefer actual rockets? I don't know if Houston has hockey. Well, I guess, I mean, I prefer rockets, I guess, because they don't try to claim that they've got something special about them that makes them more important than other people. It's like people are always trying to tell me they've got divine right to be my king. I'm telling them, no, bro, no. I'll take angels over rockets because angels can fly all around, whereas rockets just basically go up. Jazzy Davidson, oh, 2-minute 2 point game. Final minute of the fourth quarter. Cal is trying to go down the floor and tie it up, or maybe get a 3 pointer to take the lead. We'll see. I'd probably rather do HVAC than computer repair. I'll figure it out as I go. So Cal takes the timeout. Looks like Cal took the timeout, and they're gonna have plenty of time to get off a shot here at this end. But then Essie's gonna get the ball back with some time, regardless of what happens, unless Cal gets the rebound. So big moment here. 43.8 seconds remain. California has the ball, down by 2. Southern California has the lead and is on defense. Yeah. Oh my gosh. You're such a little angel. People say that when they think somebody's good in some fashion. Like everybody at the DMV, whenever I go in there, they say, "Oh my gosh, you little angel! Look at you!" Oh wow! Cal turns the ball over. Jazzy Davidson, don't foul. Cal should not have fouled there. They could have gotten a defensive stop. She is fucked up. Is she slowly uploading her music again? I mean, her attack of shit tons of random people as supposed copyright scofflaws when they did nothing remotely deserving of her litigation. It's ridiculous. I mean, I've gotten contacted by multiple people since I made those videos about her and sharing similar stories to mine with me. What she did made me so mad. I hope she wises up. I mean, she's not gonna wise up. She's The thing is, I'm sympathetic to people with mental health issues, but when it expresses as just rancor and toxicity against people who aren't guilty of any wrongdoing. Um, sorry, I'm not very sympathetic. Oh, here we got a 4 point lead. 24 seconds left. Cal's going to the line though. Shoot two, I guess. Bong ticker 420. Let's take some bongs. Bong ticker 420. Let's bong along. Yeah, well, in the end, she got nothing from me except her serving me papers, which cost her money. I'm Matthew O'Day, version 2X. I hate it when I get resin on my lips. What bond you go tonight? What bond I go tonight? I don't know what that means. I see he's up by 3. You got the ball. They should try to get a defensive stop rather than foul right away like they did last time. Seems to me, but oh, what bong I got tonight? The same bong I always smoke out of. It was originally Rachel's bong, but she's not much of a bong smoker. Her name's Firecrotch, this bong here, and she's a Native American from the Bongatawaca Indian tribe. What the fuck is this? Peter M. Milne. This is Talking with Famous People. My name is host Eric, and I am the host of Talking with Famous People, and one of the internet's most wonderful people. And you are here at also the internet's only YouTube channel. So congratulations, you found it. I'm here. I'm making YouTube live stream, and everybody's so excited, including you, Peter. You're maybe the most excited of all. It looks like Grand Theft Auto. I mean, look, all I'm doing, watching a little women's basketball, like anybody. That's not at all like Grand Theft Auto. Oh no, that's fine. We've got a 4 point lead, 20 seconds left. Cal is driving down the court here, trying to get a quick 2 or 3. Their attempted 3 gets blocked. London Jones grabs the rebound. With a woman in a bag? Are you talking about this woman? Hello. I'm your concern. I am tougher. She's not in a bag. And this is Tiffany with an I. Tiffani. Left me hand and intellectual disability. She has mental retardation. One of her diseases that she has. Apple juice. No, no Silence of the Lambs here. All right, let me pull a couple more bong rips, and then we'll go outside and smoke a cigarette. What do you guys think? That sounds like a good plan. Yeah, it sounds like a real good plan. I want to do that every day, all day, forever. All right, well, then we can do that. Why am I here? Why are any of us here, really? You know, for some, their reason to be here is to improve the lives of others. For others, their reason to be here is to make a lot of money. Still, others have other reasons to be here, like living turtles. Get that resin out of there. Causes cloggings. Why is the vid here? This video? Well, we're talking about important things. We're talking about me, we're talking about you, we're talking about things being here or not here. I'm not taking acid, bong toker, because I don't have any access to that as far as I know. I can think of. I do have mushrooms, but I'm not taking them today. I want to give it a little bit more time than that. Best to give it a week between taking mushrooms is. It's got extreme tolerance syndrome where if you take it one day and try to take it like the next day or the day after, then it won't work. I took it less than a week ago, so I think maybe even longer than a week. Yeah, maybe even longer than a week. But generally, people say you should give it at least a week between. In some sense, mushrooms are kind of unpredictable. Even if I give it plenty of time, I might take the same amount as I did last time with the same mushrooms and have a different experience, like in terms of strength slash kind of trip. Some trips are more visual than others, for example. It's kind of odd. It seems like if I get a lot of visuals from mushrooms, then I actually don't. In some sense, I don't trip quite as hard as if I get less visuals. But I always enjoy myself on mushrooms. They tend to make me happy. They make me laugh. How do you feel about the state of America? I mean, in a lot of ways, it's discouraging, but obviously, the country is as divided as it has ever been in ways that produce negative results for actual people in the country. I don't think we've got. I think our leadership is just garbage. Odd to think back to some of our more competent and dignified presidents and contrast against the shit show of recent recent election cycles. Like, you know, Truman, you feel like the country's in reliable hands. Eisenhower, you feel like the country's in reliable hands. I'm not really like that now. How do you feel like the 90s and 80s were different from now, especially musically, alternatively? Well, I mean, I think right now is the best time to be alive as far as being a consumer of music because you've got more stuff available than ever before and a way to access it anytime, anywhere from your phone. I like a lot of new music. So I think the 80s was in a lot of ways, a better musical decade than the 90s, probably. 80s had a very distinct style to it, and it was kind of the eruption of electronic stuff into music. Whereas the 90s was sort of the ascendancy of the bland. Nowadays, it's not like you have real musical styles that break into decades anymore. That seems to have evolved beyond that a bit. The the pace of change aesthetically in a given medium is both faster and also like no longer a factor really. But as somebody who likes to listen to good tracks, specific good tracks, rather than usually say an album or a mood, um, now's the ideal time because you can listen to all of the old good tracks plus every new good track. Rachel and I do have some older stuff on our playlists. Um, like I've got a playlist for basically vocal jazz standards and stuff like that from be they Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, those kind of people. I've got a playlist that it's called Composition Rock. That's for stuff like Steely Dan, Billy Joel. But Chappie Tracks is my main playlist, and that is got a lot of like Baby No Money on it and Johnny and other new artists, varying degrees of newness. Seems like anything after 20, I don't know, 10 is in this post time period of music where everything's you can only refer to stylistic flourishes from previous decades. You can't there's there's no such flourish specific to this decade. The first half of the 80s felt fresher than the second half of the 80s. From Bruce to Thriller, we moved into hair bands later in the 80s. I discovered audiobooks in the second half of the 80s, and music disappeared for me for a while. Huh. Well, Rachel was born in 85. So for her, she's her childhood is much more to do with the 90s. Uh-oh. That guy got punched by a football player. That football player is going to get in trouble because the guy didn't touch him or anything as far as I could tell. What my full name isn't is Decalen Zacharias Metcalf. He doesn't like his government name. I called him that and he grabbed me and ripped my shirt. I'm a little shocked. Wow. I think DK Metcalf's going to be in trouble because he can't punch somebody for calling him his name. 90s was kind of like a response to the electronicness of, or synthesized nature of the 80s, return to authenticity. Yeah, but I would say it's more like a return to blandness. You know, was that the early 2000s where things got really bland? Maybe it was late 90s, early 2000s when you start getting stomp kick hey music. Um, I think you know what I'm talking about. I heard somebody refer to it as such the other day on YouTube, and I was like, I know exactly what you're talking about. You grew up in the 90s as well. Yeah, you were must have been born in 88, I guess. Delilah grew up in the 2000s. And it's funny, I don't really think about music from that decade. I just think about a lot of cartoons from that decade because, I watched a lot of cartoons with Delilah. Texas A&M won the what championship? Is that volleyball? I'm gonna be real with you right now. I heard Anchorage by Michelle Shocked on YouTube a few weeks ago. I guess she uploaded it in Friends app. I'm glad I heard it. Yeah, I mean, she does have some great music. It's a shame that did she take it down again or I'd like to hear it myself. Well, she had a couple of great albums, you know, and it really is a shame that she doesn't want to participate in the thing the whole rest of the world is participating in. Yeah, Delilah might find that nostalgic, the theme song from Full House. I don't know. I'll tell you, I find a lot of things nostalgic. Sometimes, like this morning, I was watching this video where, so as I've been mentioning, I'm watching this channel, the Dime Store Adventures. Well, he has this one video where all he does is for an hour and a half about he reads postcards from as far back as like 1900 as far forward as maybe like 1980 or something. Most of them somewhere in the vicinity of 50 to 100 years old. And he'll show the front of the postcard. It'll be like the Grand Canyon. And then I'll read the back of the postcard, and it's just, he'll say the year, say 1951. Well, we just left Judy's house and are on our way to Flagstaff. We stopped at the Grand Canyon. It was amazing to see! Exclamation point. Be back soon. Love, Jude. Love, Steve, or whatever. And they're just also very, very bland, right? Like, there was one or two strange ones that, like, what's going on there? Well, yeah, trap music is horrible conceptually because that's not how you use hi-hats. I can only think of one song, one track that has hi-hats like that I like, that has trap style hi-hats. There's no reason to use hi-hats like that. It's ridiculous. It's just like, how complicated and absurd can I make the hi-hat? As complicated and absurd as you want, as long as you don't want your music to also be good. But it's like, one of those postcards somebody wrote, that's in like 1947 or something, and wrote, please save this postcard for me. It's so beautiful, such a beautiful picture or something. Like, when I get home, I'm gonna want to keep that postcard, so save it for me. Don't throw it out or anything. Give it to me. It seems extremely poignant because, like, there's this little artifact, physical paper artifact of this trip this lady took one time. There was no interest to anybody but her, conceivably. And she got a postcard of something she saw that she thought was beautiful. She sent it to some relative, just a tiny footnote in their mail history, and told them to save the postcard for her so that she could look at it more later on. And now she's long dead, and this guy has got this postcard and is reading it on his YouTube channel. It's just, there's just some implicit existential poignancy to the whole thing. And by the end time, I watched the whole thing. It's like all of the postcards were like that. They just said things like, "The boys went out fishing today without us uh, because we were going into town to do some shopping. Having a great time. Weather is amazing. See you soon." And the point of it, I remember, it's part of the reason why it's like poignant or nostalgic for me is I remember when we would travel, we would send postcards all the time. My dad would send postcards to himself as well as to other people. My mom would send postcards. I would send postcards to my friends in the neighborhood, like from Hawaii. We'd get the naked lady postcards in Hawaii and I'd send them. So, it's like, for me, that's the YouTube equivalent of listening to mood music. Yeah, I sent them to myself and my friends in the neighborhood, right? They have a picture of a topless lady on the front of them. You could buy those cards in Hawaii. So they're like Polynesian beauty, bottom of it or something. So, so that postcard video is kind of nostalgic to watch. And also, it's just, you get, you find yourself just understanding just how, like, now this is not going to be true for me, obviously, because I've put so much stuff up on the internet. But these people, and they've got these SI artifacts of their life, letters they received, postcards they've sent, or whatever. And they're just, it's just like another example of some pointless banality that is all that's left of that person. um, I mean, I don't remember, Acacia, if I could purchase them myself or if my parents purchased them. Shadur Sanders is on camera now on the sports TV explaining why and how the Browns failed to convert 4th and 2 with 5 minutes left in a 3-point game. I'm not high as hell, but I am a little bit scratchy throated from playing too many bong rips. Are they? That's because I squirted ketchup in my eyes. I'm very bad at putting ketchup on things, so I was like, whoa, squirting ketchup all over the place. I've got a whole bunch of my parents' SI stuff in the garage. I've got just shit tons of it. I'm absolutely not interested in looking at any of it. I might be at some point, but to me, it just sounds super depressing right now. I may change it at some point. Sounds super depressing, like Russian dressing. What makes Russian dressing so depressing? I don't know. It's just super stressing. Yes, it is. Postcards of yesteryear, they just depress me, dear. I can't imagine life is so hard. Grandma visited the grandkids canyon long ago, and now all that's left to show is a postcard from her from a long time ago. Depressing postcard YouTube show. Depressing postcard YouTube show. Depressing postcard YouTube show. You make me depressed. Oh yes, you do. Lettuce soup. Lettuce soup. One, two, three, four. Let's go. One, two, three, four. Let's go. I said, let's go. You said, oh no, you wanted to stay. Like there, I just felt a little bit of pressure on my sinus stitches. I gotta be careful still. Talk to the dentist tomorrow about maybe leaving those stitches in longer. And maybe his plan anyway, but yeah, it's not. I'm not. I'm not healed yet where I can just not pay attention to my mouth anymore. But that was fine though. I didn't hurt myself or anything. I just felt a little twinge. And that's the bitch of the moment is like I don't want to have to continue to pay attention to this. I want to just be able to be me without thinking about anything. But I can't yet. I have to just be careful, not jostle myself too much, not put any pressure on my sinuses or anything. Not try to chew on any penguins or clams. I do have one more trash can to take up to the street. It's now full. I should go ahead and take it. What's so gay? Hell yeah. What is so good? The penguins haven't noticed the music stop, but they're glowing and restless. Oh, you mean the penguins? They might be. Hello, Johnny Berry. Why? Why am I here talking to you? Because you need to hear these words and many more said by me yet to come. All of them incredibly brilliant. Some people say they're the greatest words you can get anywhere in the entire world. Others say, no, they're not. Your words are terrible, Eric. Generally, those people, you might say, don't like me. Probably, well, most of them probably don't spend much time watching me accordingly, but some people who don't like me are very stubbornly around here anyway. So, there's no explaining why meows and meows are kias and kias. There's no explaining it. Okay. Is why Russian dressing is so depressing. Maybe keep pushing it to the side. Okay. Fair enough. Let's see what else is on the televisor right now. Sports Center is boring. Oh, New England versus Baltimore is on television. I can put that on. New England is losing by 3 points to Baltimore in the fourth quarter. New England, of course, is doing very well this year. They have an 11-3 record. Baltimore is 500. I don't know if they. I bet they. If they. Hi, Rachel. Don't worry about it. Don't you worry your pretty little head about it. So I need to be careful with my mouth. Let me look at the origins. Mm, yeah, and then yeah. So Patriots are in first place in the AFC East, but they lose to Baltimore. They'll be tied at 11-4 with the Bills. No, I just got dental surgery, and they one of the teeth they pulled out basically opened it directly in my sinuses. So they did a bone graft here, I think, and we got it sewed up. But I have to be careful for a while still. It's been 2 weeks since the surgery, and everything's gone swimmingly so far. Um, but I have to be careful until everything heals, and so that particularly means no like creating pressure by say blowing against resistance. I have to be careful pulling bottom rips to not suck in a way that creates suction either, or not very much anyway. And I've got to limit my like physical exertion. Too much jostling not makes it feel a little twinge of, oh wait, that's not healed yet. Don't put any weight on it, so to speak. And it's kind of frustrating because, you know, I'm ready to, I'm well ready to put all my dental woes behind me. Not have to think about it anymore, but it takes a while. Like singing right now is something I have to be careful with. I just realized that I was singing that um, it can put a little bit of pressure on inside my mouth. So, got to be careful about that. Anyway, Baltimore Ravens are 7-7. They're in second place in the AFC North. They've not been eliminated yet. They go to 8-7. I don't know who they play next week. At some point, that is not the moment. Okay, sounds good. I like points that are not the moment. Yeah, generally speaking, my sinuses are fine. I just have to retain the proper seal on them so that I don't have this weird pressurization thing that one one gets if there's a problem with your sinuses. Like if you have more holes ways into them than you're supposed to. But anyway, I'm doing fine so far, and another few weeks maybe I'll feel more like I'm out of the woods and I can start forgetting about it a bit. In the meantime, though, right now, I need to take out the last trash can to the street. It's a little bit of jostling, but not too bad. Hi, Ruben. Fist bump to you, my friend. Fist bump, fortune cookie, fist bump. I don't understand. Are both fists punching onto the fortune cookie in order to open it? Fortune puncher. Oh, cool. I mean, 2 or 3 people to open a fortune cookie. Who's the fortune for? You just designate that before you punch it open. See you later, bong taker, toker. Have a great evening. Don't forget to eat plenty of cheese. You do that. You peace out. I think when I'm done taking the trash out, I may undergo/undertake a an extra saltwater rinse. I haven't done that really today at all. It's like a wishbone game, but everybody gets to go. You know, if you fill the pinata with fortune cookies, after they fell out of the pinata, then you could do that fist thing to open them, and then people could pick up the fortunes that fall on the ground. Multiple people can win and lose, huh? I see. I think that maybe we could combine this fortune cookie thing with the 6-day race somehow. We really have a winner on our hands. 6-day race. I mean, people obviously, it was easier to find 6 full days to do a sporting event back in the day, I guess. You want to have a race? Yeah, okay. When is it? It's from Monday at noon through Sunday at noon. It seems like kind of a long race. Yeah, we're going to be racing for 6 days straight. 6 days? Yep. Well, how much are we going to sleep? Hopefully not at all. Hopefully we just do it for 6 days straight. We just continually run and punch fortune cookies for 6 straight days. All right, I'm in. Let's go. Anyway, the end of 6-day races, their doom was spelled when a couple of people died in a 6-day long roller skating race. In rather tragic and somewhat gruesome fashion. Everyone's like, maybe we shouldn't be doing these things. Kind of like when they did the baseball drops, from the sky. They're dropping them from a blimp for baseball players to catch, and one of them hit that guy in the face and shattered his jaw, and it was a horrible injury. And after that, they're like, we should stop doing this. They were right. They did a lot of crazy things back in the olden days. Are gloves a part of fortune cookie punching ritual? Oh, that's gonna be the rip and cellophane. You just put them in a Ziploc bag, maybe. That's how I smash up my mushrooms. First, I put them in a Ziploc bag, then I hit them with a hammer. Well, New England just scored a touchdown. They're going to take a 4-point lead. And Baltimore is going to get the ball back with a chance to score a game-winning touchdown. But unless they miss the extra point, a field goal will not do them any good. So New England, 11-3, threatening to go to 12-3, which I think would be the best record in football. Baltimore's got 3 timeouts, 2 minutes and 7 seconds left, so plus the 2-minute warning. Who's meowing where and why? I hear some meowing from somewhere. There you are. There's Mr. Kitty at the door, meowing to be let in. Um, all right. I guess I'll wait till the 2 minute warning to take the trash can up to the street. Oh, meow. Yes, I know. I hear you. Yes, I see you as well. Whoa, what? Meow. Well, what do you want? Do you want me to watch you eat? That seems surely not. That couldn't be it, could it? Oh, it is it, huh? Okay, well, let's go. Come on. Let me just watch this first play of the Baltimore Drive, and we'll go. Then we'll go watch you eat. I hear you. I do hear what you're saying, and I am going to follow you in there in a second. Well, you're gonna have to wait until I am done watching this play. Okay? That's going nowhere. He might have gotten back to land the scrimmage. There's only a 75% chance of pregnancy, but Buddha knows. Does Buddha have some Santa-like qualities? You know when you were whoring? He knows when you are chaste? That's a cat who's enjoying the power of observation. Yes, observation is a force. Don't worry, it's a gentle force. It's not a forceful force. You can't hide your filthy desires from me, would be a good fortune. When the person be like, how does the fortune company know what my filthy desires are? NBR, RNBR, to cover up Zidane. A good fortune would be something like, you will sleep about half an hour more than usual tonight. And that's when you can really test, find out how accurate it is. Baltimore is taking their first time out. I guess I'll just wait till the end of this game before going to take the trash out. Remember. Oh, right. Makes sense. That makes sense. I think good fortune would just be your mom, period. Oh no, my mom. This is your fortune. It's already come true. Rachel's asleep. Or she's in bed, actually. I think she's listening to this, maybe. You know, she was, she hit the scissor earlier. Makes her a little bit sleepy. Oh, looks like New England's going to win this game. There she is. Yeah, that's game. That's Bizall Gizame. That was a fumble. I thought maybe it was. They had one more down, but they turned the ball over. The Rams lost today, or some point in overtime against Seattle. I think that was yesterday. Chicago beat Green Bay yesterday, I think. The Chargers. Chargers are 11-4. Wow. They're really having themselves quite a season. Let's look at the NFL standings. Let's see where the Chargers are. So they are actually a game back of the Broncos in the AFC West at 11-4. Broncos are 12-3. I guess that's the best record in the NFL. Now it'll be joined by the Patriots. Will also be 12-3. So the NFC East, the Eagles have clinched, and the Cowboys, Commanders, and Giants have all been eliminated. And in the NFC West, the Seahawks, Rams, and 49ers have all clinched a playoff berth. Cardinals have been eliminated. Bears clinched a berth. Eagles have clinched a berth. Eagles have clinched the division. Yeah, because there's nobody else in the division who's got even a decent record. But, nobody in the AFC South has clinched yet, nor in the AFC North. Nor in the AFC East, although it seems like both those teams at 11. Well, the Patriots well now at 12-3. Baboon is the word for winter in Anishinaabe, the language of the Anishinaabe or Ojibwe peoples of the upper Midwest of the United States and central Canada. It's wonderful news. It's wonderful, wonderful news. I've always wondered, what is winter in Anishinaabe? Always wondered that. I need to make myself something in the microwave to eat. I think I will make this turkey dinner. It requires 7 minutes. 7 minutes the Eric way. The Eric way is don't follow any stirring instructions. Do give it an extra 30 seconds. say this was? Yeah. 7 minutes is fine. Alright, let's get the flashlight and let's take the trash can up to the street. Because we cannot ever miss getting the trash up to the street. Since we only get it picked up once every 2 weeks. The wind's blowing, it's getting cold. So it's been rainy, stormy, but it hasn't really been cold at all. It's getting cold now. That wind is chilly. Brr, that is icy. That wind. You know, it's still, I guess the air temperature is still not that cold, but when the wind hits you, it feels pretty chilly. Okay. Back inside. We're gonna have some dinner together here in about 5 minutes, and then after dinner, I imagine I'll probably wrap this up after dinner. The winter in Japanese, the word for winter in Japanese, by the way, is fuyu. The Fuyu Olympics are coming up this February, aka the Winter Olympics. I just watched you. You don't need any more. Dude, seriously. Cereal, though. You gotta be kidding me. Enough with the meows, please. Alright, why don't I go pee and you guys look at the Christmas tree. Silver smells. Silver smells. Wonderful year and wonderful time. fries. What? If you're gonna eat, just eat your food. Go ahead, eat. Go on. Gone now. Gone now and eat. You don't even want to eat. You're just lying with your meows. You didn't think a cat could lie with his meows, did you? Well, this cat can. Your meows are all lies, Trouble. Horrible lies. People sometimes say, Eric, how can a cat lie to you? Well, you don't know this cat. He's a goddamn liar. To which they reply, that doesn't answer the question asked. No, this is not for you, Trouble. This is for me. Your food is right there on your plate. It's made of little brown balls. Which was, in fact, my nickname back in. Got disconnected there for a moment. But don't worry. We're back now. And better than ever. Even with feline age, you're right. He does have it. Apparently, he got it from Charlie Sheen. One time when they were partying in Barbados. All right, let's eat a little dinner. And share our thoughts with one another for a few more minutes here. That's way over there. Okay. You like reheated Costco pizza? You got it from partying with Charlie Sheen in Barbados. They were on a shoot for Two and a Half Men special episode. Two and a Half Men go to Barbados. Hello, TV. What is going on here?
Has brought this world another sunrise. It's been 35 years.
What is happening?
Circumstances brought you to us, and you were given the choice. Since the IMF saved, brought you to us.
Who's doing this?
Since the IMF saved you from a life in prison, and though you never followed.
There we go. Okay. I don't know what happened there. The TV just switched inputs like on its own for no reason. And I was like, hey, TV, that's not how we do things around here. Oh, the wonderful world of food. Filling up my stomach with its nutritious ways. You don't need to get a cable box or anything. Because people will have, as long as you have an HDMI cable, people will bring their devices to connect to the TV with, you know. In general, people who want to watch that probably will watch on their own devices regardless.
I think you're one of a kind.
Thanks, darling. Hmm. Wow. Your mom's lived to a ripe old age. Okay. Done and done. Eating's kind of a pain in the butt. Does your mom still live in her own home, Mrs. Mom? You know, it's weird. It actually took me a long time to become a big watcher of YouTube. I didn't used to watch a lot of YouTube. But now I mostly watch YouTube. Well, I think I will wrap this up. Oh, I'm glad she was near her sister and your sister and another stepsister. Sounds like sister meets the Golden Girls. Meets Sister Act, starring Whoopi Goldberg. Anyway, I'll see you all later. Thanks for being here. Love you all. And we'll be back tomorrow, I'm sure.